Hey y'all. All right, you can see we're in the garage, but gonna show you a little update on the Ram 3500. You're gonna be seeing a lot of that truck on the channel. Right now, I'm working on some lights. Had some issues with some lights. These are the This is the cab, back of the cab mounted lights right here. Uh, these two are the third brake light. These outboard ones are the cargo light. So I got this soaking, this spray soap, concentrated spray soap soaking in there to break loose a lot of crud that's built up in there. So let's go look at the truck itself. Oh, there's Miss Dipstick, one of my dogs. You see, she's very excited. She wants to go inside now. So I'm going to go let her in. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Okay, so first of all, this light here, yeah, the lens is pretty well toast, but the light actually does work. The turn signal, when we got this thing, the turn signal would only come on and it would shine like a regular light. It wouldn't flash. The right side would flash off and on like it was supposed to. This side wouldn't. And I'll tell you what was going on. You'll never really guess. It's kind of unusual. But this light here, this bulb that goes in here, I don't know if you can see it in there, but there's one little bulb in there. It's a 3157 amber bulb. And what it did was it was just barely making contact. And the little contact, there's these little flat metal blades in there. Well, actually not flat, they're kind of curved, but these metal blades in there weren't making contact with the bulb. And why it just it, they just get worn down and they kind of stretch out of place because of the heat of that bulb sometimes, but also just wear and tear. It's a 94 model truck, so stuff's going to happen. But the good news is I was able to pull this assembly apart, pull it out just enough to get the bulb out, and just a quarter turn holder that holds it in the back, and then there's 3 bolts that holds this in there. Okay, it's not real complex. There's like one there, and then there's one right there, and then there's one that goes down there, but it's missing. It's a real booger to get out. I I dropped it. I lost it. So I'll get another one. It's not a big deal. But the other thing, so I fixed that. I just tightened up the contacts on that bulb and sanded the contacts a little bit with like an emery board, and then just cleaned them up, and then put the bulb back in, and then it started flashing. But I could play with it before I did all the work with the contacts. I could play with it just a little bit and it would stop flashing. Move it a little, bulb a little bit, and it would start flashing again. Move it again and it would stop. So something there for you if you ever start working with any vehicles. That's a very common issue. I've seen that before. Okay, on to these marker lights that go right here. Okay, these have a special kind of light assembly, and I'll show you what they are. Okay, right, these guys right here. They, you'll find these lots of times, like on big trucks, big 18-wheelers, and the trailers they pull. And the these trucks have amber ones right up here, okay, and then they have and then right at the front of the fender on both sides, and then they have the red ones just like this back here. Now I tested these. 2 of these were bad, 2 of them were good. So okay, but then I had a further little problem. None of these light assemblies, none of these have a good working ground. None of them. I can, I can put a jumper from these over to a ground somewhere on the body of the truck, and then all of a sudden they work. And I may have to do that permanently. I'm going to try to track down the wiring and see what's going on, but that may be my temporary fix, might wind up being my permanent fix. I don't know. But I've got a little bit of the dash tore apart here. The cup holder right there, parts of it were just literally falling apart in my hands because it was it wouldn't come out of the dash. It was stuck in the dash. So what I had to do was I had to take the dash, this bezel, this trim piece, which is what it screws to, that cup holder assembly screws to this, attaches to this, and then I figured out that Mickey Mouse eared looking device right there, that one right there, I figured out that thing was broken, and there's some of the parts to it in there, but the plastic it's made out of is so bad. It's so cheap. It's just awful. So I think I've got all of these lights working for that third eye brake light and the cargo light. So let's turn them on and see. Okay, let's see. Let you see this here. Okay, well, I got one of them working. Okay, so what about the brake lights? So, okay, got the third eye brake lights working and one of the cargo lamps working. So let's just go up here and see what's going on. See, brake lights really nice and bright and everything like that. So okay. Well, let me try to tinker with this just a little bit. Let's see. Try to put you all where you can get some view. Afraid that bulb is a non-player. Yeah. Well, that's sad. That's disappointing. Okay. Yeah, them bulbs are hot. So, okay. So, anyway, I'll have to get another 921 bulb for that. That's what they take. So, okay. All right. So I'll turn that all off. And when we got that, only one of those cargo lights was working. And yeah, one of those cargo lights was working, but none of the brake lights were working there on the third eye. So, or a high mount brake light, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so I showed you a couple days ago the wiper motor on a short, on my video shorts. I showed you that the wiper motor itself was just frozen up and everything like that. Well, I made sure I'm getting power up here, okay, with a test light and a multimeter. Check my fuses. There's some here under the hood. There's some in the end of the dash. Matter of fact, they're right here. So, but there's all of these debris right there collected in there, so I'm going to be shoveling that out here in just a few minutes. All right, so anyway, I thank you for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching all of this and subscribing. I really, really seriously appreciate that. It's amazing, and I'm just going to keep on keeping on, okay? Thank you very much. God bless and have a great one.